Alright, then before I get started with this Q&A, it's time for me to give a quick little channel update. What's been going on the Chase Oliver channel? I know a lot of you guys are wondering, or probably not wondering, about why I haven't been uploading videos lately. Well, here is the reason why I haven't been uploading videos lately. I am still trying to adjust with my new schedule that I have. Now, I don't think I posted this on Twitter yet, but I did get a new job. I got a new job. I work at a movie theater here in California now. It's actually pretty sweet. I get comped some tickets every once in a while, and I get 50% off all the food there. It's pretty freaking sweet. If you guys know which movie theater I'm talking about, say hi to me. I'm not going to tell you. I want you guys to be a little surprised, especially for the people who live in California. I want them to be surprised when they see me serving them food or giving them their popcorn. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do there. So, I got a job at a movie theater, and then also school has started up for me again. And I'm taking 19 credits. And so for all you people who have taken college before, just do 19 credits in your head and you're saying, holy shit, you're taking 6 classes? So yeah, I am doing 6 classes right now at school. And plus, I'm picking up a second job at the school. So I'm a little bit busy. That's just pretty much how I gotta sum it up. I'm a little bit busy and I'm not adjusted to being this busy ever. Because before, when I used to do YouTube videos and stuff, I didn't have no job. I'm going to be honest here. I never really had a job. I had odd jobs that I would do every once in a while, but I never had a really stable job. And when it came down to it, when I did credits for my school, I did like 9 or 12 credits each semester. It wasn't like I was doing 19 units. I was taking like probably 3 classes at the most in one semester. Now I'm taking 6 classes, and I have to be like, whoa. I have to absorb that in, that I'm taking 6 freaking classes in one semester. So I'm just trying to find a way to balance my time and get adjusted to it so that way I can start realizing, okay, this is when I can film and this is when I can upload. Because most of the time, most of my filming does come over the weekends. Like a lot of the videos you see on my channel, I film those over the weekend. That's when I get my filming done. I'm like, okay, it's time for me to film this video. I'll change my t-shirt if I feel like, you know what? I think people are going to realize I freaking bulk filmed this. Let me change my t-shirt. Or I'll go work out real quick, and then afterwards I'll take a shower, and then I'll start filming. So, like, you know, with my weekends pretty much gone because of the theater job, because that's what I mostly work is weekends, because weekends are the best time to work in the theater. Because if you work at a theater on weekdays, it is boring. But when it's weekends, oh, there's all this crazy stuff going on. It's so much more fun. So, when it comes down to it, I'm just trying to adjust my time when it comes down to it. So don't think I've stopped watching professional wrestling. I still watch wrestling. I watch WWE. I recently picked back up TNA. Yes, I watched TNA again. What do I think about it? I'll definitely try to film a video talking about what I think about TNA thus far from what I have seen. Will it be a week from now, 2 weeks from now? Who knows? But I definitely will be making a video on TNA in the near future. But when it comes down to it, what I'm planning on doing next week for my channel and hopefully this weekend is uploading 3 more Who Should Win the Royal Rumbles videos. The 3 that I want to do to definitely finish it off, maybe 4. Like the 4 that I definitely want to try to finish off is I want to do one on Bray Wyatt. I want to do one on Dean Ambrose. I want to do one on Dolph Ziggler. And I want to do one on Randy Orton. Those are the 4 dudes that I really, really want to finish when it comes down to this Who Should Win the Royal Rumble series that I'm doing on my channel. So that's my plan. So hopefully I can get those 4 done by the next week before the Rumble. Also, when it comes down to it, my boy, Ace the Wrestling Nut, you guys remember Ace the Wrestling Nut? He asked me on Facebook, he's like, hey Chase, tell me when you're going to film your Royal Rumble predictions because I want to be on that shit. So I don't know how we're going to do it, whether it's Google Plus or just a podcast format. But Ace the Wrestling Nut's going to predict the Royal Rumble with me. So I hope a lot of you guys who have been subscribed to my channel for a long time do remember Ace the Wrestling Nut and get really, really excited for that. Because I'm excited for that. Because it's rare when Ace wants to come on and talk about professional wrestling. Ace hasn't been on YouTube since 2012. So, like, it's rare when this motherfucker wants to come on and give us his thoughts on professional wrestling. I still talk to Ace on a consistent basis, talk to him about professional wrestling, so I can't wait to get Ace the Wrestling Nut back on here to talk pro wrestling. Now, if you guys have been missing my thoughts on professional wrestling, want an overall thoughts of what I think, check out Generic Minorities channel. I still do the Raw Review podcast with him. I'm trying to find a way so that way we can do it that fits a good time for both of us, so that way it's not so late at night. I'm going to probably talk to him about that, saying like, hey, can we film this maybe like Wednesday or Tuesday morning. Like try to figure out a way that it works out for both of our schedules. And then also the Team Heel podcast with Heel Steven, Non-Legit Wrestling, and OK Fabe. I do a podcast with them, and that podcast you can find anywhere. It's on iTunes, it's on Stitcher Radio, it's on Shot Engine. You know, I'm going to be a guest on there a lot of times, so you can hear my thoughts of professional wrestling on there. But if you guys do want to talk to me about professional wrestling, I think it's easy to find me on Facebook. I think a lot of you guys know how to add me onto Facebook. So you can add me on Facebook. You guys want to Skype with me, you are more than welcome to. Like, I see a lot of people send me Google Plus hangouts. Look, I'm just being honest here. I only use Google Plus when it comes down to YouTube. I don't prefer using Google Plus when it comes down to talking to people. So if you want to talk to me, like in a call or something, add me on Skype, and it's Chase Oliver 68. That's the Skype that you should find on there. So those are ways if you still want to talk to me about wrestling, sports, video games. You get the drift. And if I don't respond, it's not because I hate you or anything. It's just because I'm probably talking to other people at the time, or it's because I'm really, really busy and now I'm at school and I'm trying to focus and I shouldn't be on Facebook even though the teachers tell me I shouldn't be. Alrighty then. Now with that huge ass channel update out of the way, let's get to the Q&A, shall we? The fake garbage man kicks off this Q&A asking, which of these are least likely to happen? John Cena turning heel, you liking garbage man, or Eddie Guerrero returning from the heavens to win the Royal Rumble? Oh, God. John Cena will never turn heel. I'll never like garbage man ever. But it's definitely least likely to see Eddie Guerrero return to the freaking middle of the ring to win the Royal Rumble. As awesome as that would be, that is the most least likely thing to happen in real life. So that right there. The Shadow asks, who's the best wrestler? Oh. Like, which wrestling we talking about here? Talking storyline, in ring, overall. It's really hard. For me personally, this is my answer. He's not my favorite wrestler, but I think he's the best. It's Shawn Michaels. I think he's the overall best performer / wrestler of all time. But he's not my favorite of all time. I just think he's the best. So my answer is Shawn Michaels, just for overall sakes. But if you're talking in-ring wise, maybe Kurt Angle, Bret Hart. Talking storytelling wise, you know, Hulk Hogan. If you're talking brawling wise, Stone Cold. If you're talking about charismatic, total package wise, The Rock. I just think overall it's probably Shawn Michaels. Matt Maffei asks, are you a baseball fan? If so, who's your team? I'm not really that big of a baseball fan. I watch every once in a while. My team is the Cardinal. Not the Cardinals. I was thinking of the other Arizona team. Arizona Diamondbacks. I know Cardinals are also in St. Louis. Don't kill me, Cardinal fans that are baseball fans. Or Arizona Cardinal fans. But it's the Diamondbacks. I like them. Sadly. Why do I like them? Because they beat the Yankees at one World Series. No, I'm just kidding. I recently became a baseball fan, and I watched a Cardinals game, and they played at Chase Bank Field. So I said, oh, yeah, it makes sense. Should be a fan of this team. They play at my stadium. So, yeah, it's the Cardinals. We're not doing really too hot, so, yeah. Snowdrop asks, what if Scott Steiner formed a team with Tito? I would love it. You know me, Snowdrop. Come on. It's my boy Scott Steiner. It's my boy Tito Ortiz. It would be Scott Steiner yelling incoherent crap. It would be Tito Ortiz being boring on the mic and just crossing his arms. Oh, it'd be beautiful. They should be put tag team championship on them automatically. You just throw the belts on them. And it always has to start every promo with Scott Steiner yelling, give me a fucking mic. Oh, that'd be beautiful. Largest 85 asks, who's that creepy black guy as their image on Twitter background? Oh, for anyone on Twitter who follows me, I have Blake Sims, the Alabama quarterback, as my Twitter header. The reason why I have him as my Twitter header, largest 85, is because, one, Alabama's my favorite college football team. Two, Blake Sims was my favorite player to watch this year. Yes, Amari Cooper is a better player. I will wholeheartedly admit that. I love Landon Collins and Nick Perry. Those guys were beasts on defense. But for me personally, the guy that I had the most fun watching were either Derrick Henry or Blake Sims. And I just loved the story of Blake Sims. It was like if you probably don't know this, largest, because I don't know if you're really that big of a football fan. But Blake Sims like pretty much was this guy that was recruited as a running back. He was recruited as a running back to Alabama. And randomly, they changed him to quarterback, I believe, his sophomore or junior year. and he pretty much rode the bench. And he was a fifth-year senior for Alabama. And I am telling you right now, and if any Alabama fan fucking comes on here and says, oh, I knew Blake Sims was going to be good, you are full of fucking shit. We all know as Bama fans, we were afraid of what the fuck Blake Sims was going to do at quarterback. Because, largest, before Blake Sims, we had one of our better quarterbacks in a while, and A.J. McCarron. A.J. McCarron was a steady guy. I mean, he's not a game-changing quarterback, but he's definitely a good game manager. He can definitely move the ball downfield. He is useful. And we lose A.J. McCarron, this really, really, really great college quarterback, and now we're being replaced with Blake fucking Sims, who really, if you watch Blake Sims in the past, all he was there for was to do QB draws when Alabama was beating down opponents. So you never thought Blake Sims would become a remarkable player for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and he played very, very good. Very good this season. He was so much fun to watch, and it's such a great story seeing a guy that, he could have left Alabama. He could have left Alabama and said, screw you guys, you're not starting me, I'm never going to start here. You had Jacob Coker transfer from Florida State, almost take my job, fuck you guys, I'm out of here. He could have easily done that, but no, he stuck to it. He worked his ass off, he became the starting quarterback, and he showed the drive, the grit, and the determination, and led to Alabama to, 11 wins this season, or 10? Shit, man, I gotta give Blake Sims love and respect, man, so that's why he's my Twitter background, and that's who he is. I just like to give the background on Blake Sims because I just loved watching him this season. He was awesome. RKO Legend asks, how tall are you and how much do you weigh? Who's the top 3 sexiest man in WWE Prime? Can be any era. This is kind of 2 questions in one. You try to cheat the system here, RKO Legend. How dare you? I won't answer the top 3 sexiest men. Just being honest here. I can say men are good looking, but I'm not going to say which men are sexy. That's just weird for me. If you ask me which men are good looking, sure, I'll go with that. But sexy, that's a whole different category. How tall am I? 5'8". How much do I weigh? 210. Oh, God. Kim Jong-un. He's asking me a question. Shit. Is it true Korea best Korea? It's the only Korea. So yes, Kim Jong-un. It's the best Korea. Dementio asks, will you do anything special for your 100th Q&A? That's a great question, Dementio. I don't know. I honestly don't know if I'm going to do anything special or just treat it like another Q&A. Maybe I'll do a Google Live Hangout thing for the Q&As. I think some people do like that. But then again, a lot of people don't really want to tune in for a long hour of Q&A because they don't know when your questions are going to be answered. So maybe I'll do something special, maybe not. If you guys have any ideas what you would like to see for the 100th Q&A, comment that in the comment section down below. Sorry about that. The Chase Allen asks, what NXT guys do you think could be future of the WWE? By force, Baron Corbin, mainly just because of his size and his bigness. I'm not particularly a big fan of Baron Corbin, but by force. From the Diva side of things, maybe Charlotte, just because of her namesake. She's good in the ring, but it's mostly because of her name. Let's be real here. From the male side of things, it's really hard. Besides Baron Corbin, I don't see a lot of guys that Vince would just be like, oh, these guys are my type of guy. I don't see Vince really jacking off to any of these dudes down in NXT. For my money, the guys that I think can be big stars are Owens, Zayn, and Devitt. Those are the Balor, Finn Balor. I still call him Devitt sometimes. Those are the 3 guys that I really see becoming big stars. I wish I could say Adrian Neville, but I just feel like the WWE is just going to be like, hey, go out there and do the Red Arrow. That's the only thing you can do. But Owens, because I feel he can bring a different, unique perspective to the WWE. He doesn't look like every WWE wrestler. He's kind of a chunky-looking dude. He looks like a normal, average guy that you would see down the street, but this guy can kick some major ass and can cut a damn good promo. And I think that's something that will lead to his advantage, is that he can cut a good promo, but not only that, he can relate to the fans a little bit more because, he's not a stereotypical WWE guy. Sami Zayn, just look at what he's done on NXT for the last 8 months, and you can see why this guy could possibly become a big star if booked correctly like he was down at NXT. And then when it comes down to Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, the body paint. That's good enough in today's WWE to become a big star. He does what he did at that small Full Sail University at a fucking stadium at WrestleMania 31 with that entrance, or WrestleMania 30 whatever, 40 whatever, if he does what he did at freaking Full Sail University for WrestleMania, how can you not say this guy is a flippin' star? This guy feels larger than life when he puts on that damn face paint or body paint. So yeah, I would have to say those would be the 3 guys that I would see becoming big stars if pushed correctly. Jack DeLeo asked, which is longer, Triple H's promo or his nose? Whew. Oh, his nose. Nothing beats the nose for Triple H. Little Fish asks, thoughts on Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Ho! I just had the ho in there. He didn't write it. Not too much thoughts on him. I always like that he's a reliable hand for the WWE. Like, he always still gets a good response, which is really good on him. I mean, yeah, it's a simple ho, but, like, normally most fans would probably just tune him out. But yet, when he comes out, he still gets a pretty solid reaction. That's good on Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You know, he was a good character for the WWE. He's not particularly my favorite, but he's someone that can get me a general reaction, which most wrestlers can't do nowadays. You know, like, it's not like when John Cena comes out, I'm like, oh, yeah, John Cena. It's like, but yet when I hear Hacksaw Jim Duggan theme, I end up going, ho! I don't know why, but I don't really have too much thoughts on him, but I will say that he does do a good general reaction. He does get a good general reaction from the audience. Bill Bradford asked, what were your thoughts on the national title game? Fuck you, Urban Meyer. That was my thoughts on the national title game. It just amazes me that Oregon did not pass the football that much. You have the Heisman-winning trophy quarterback in Marcus Mariota, and you realize the run game's not working. You're realizing, shit, Tyner and Freeman are not doing shit for us, so let's keep running the ball. I get it. That's part of Oregon's game plan. They have to run the football. But Jesus fucking Christ, you notice every time they were flipping, throwing the damn football, they would actually gain some yards. They would actually make big plays. And then when they would go to the run, that freaking beast of a defensive line and Soka, the outside linebacker, would just come crashing down and kick Tyner and Freeman's ass. And the only time Tyner and Freeman got room was when all the linebackers were backed the fuck up because they were worried about the damn pass. Ugh, just the play calling by Oregon, just terrible. Just terrible. You were killing them. Passing outside the hashes, inside the hashes, you were killing them on that department. And all those stupid short passes. Oh, I cannot tell you how much I hate stupid short passes. You might as well just throw the ball away. You might as well. Don't even throw it to that wide receiver. Yes, that wide receiver may be open, but if that dude is not athletic enough, like, here's what I'm saying. Why in the blue hell would you waste a possession? Here you are as a quarterback. Pretend you're a quarterback, right? You're looking down the field. Everyone's covered. You look to your right and you see your dump off. But you know this motherfucker isn't that good. You're looking at him and you're like, you know what? In the past, this guy has not shown to be reliable. And right over there is a pretty damn good middle linebacker. I'm just going to throw the ball away and not risk a -2 yard gain or -2 yard loss. I just hate those short passes in college football. It's just like, no, just throw the ball away. It's more effective than giving it off to that stupid receiver that won't do shit for you. Oh, God. I get it. I'm not a college coach. I don't understand this. But it's just dumb play calling by Oregon is why they lost. Like, Urban Meyer outcoached Helfrich for most part of that game. And then Ezekiel Elliott was a beast. I'll say that. Ezekiel Elliott was so much of a beast. He pretty much carried Ohio State to that victory. And Cardale Jones, that motherfucker can throw the football. I don't know how good his accuracy is, but his release, just beautiful. Just beautiful. So, I would have to say that it was a boring game, which calls that just pissed me the frick off. Like play calls, not referee calls. The referees were actually quiet that game. They didn't really do much. So I think it was like one pass interference and then a couple of false starts. Yeah, it was just like a false starts. They didn't do much in like controlling the game. Like Oregon was just false starting, but yeah, I wish they would have just thrown the football more, especially when you have the Heisman-winning quarterback. Namaste. Little MT Shocker, question for the Q&A. How many views would you give YouTube video of Ron Simmons watching Tito Ortiz debut? And seeing the non-reaction by the fans turn to the cameras and say, damn! So much views. I'm just picturing Ron Simmons' face watching that fucking footage. Oh, 500,000. I don't know. However many times I'll keep refreshing it every time I hear Ron Simmons say, damn! And just see his reaction. So much views. RFV089 asks, if OJ Simpson and Jimmy Snuka formed a tag team, what would be the best name for the team? Out of the innocent ones, innocent until proven guilty, or Team Cold Blood? Oh no. Oh, innocent until proven guilty. That's the best one. Yes. I'm glad RF089 you know about the Jimmy Snuka incident. I think that's one time out for a bit about the questions. I think the Jimmy Snuka incident is one of the few incidents that a lot of wrestling fans either A, do not know, B, don't research, or C, don't talk about enough. What happened to his girlfriend? Because we all know Jimmy Snuka was supposed to be part of that WrestleMania 1 main event in a huge way. And then you notice that after Jimmy Snuka did all that shit, like, he wasn't really being pushed as hard as he was back then. I'm glad that you know of the Jimmy Snuka incident, man. I'm just saying, like, I like, for the most part of me doing Q&As, and even some of the fans that are much more older than me that do the Q&As, no one ever really talks about that Jimmy Snuka incident, and it's kind of interesting because we still talk about, you know, some of the other controversial things in professional wrestling, but yet we barely bring up that Jimmy Snuka incident. So, I'm glad you know about it. John Kunked asks, what did you think of Ashley Massaro? Oh, the Diva Search winner? Oh, she was tight. I think I talked about it in the past in one Q&A that I actually, like, remember when she gave out her number on Raw? I actually called it, and it was, like, busy, and I left her a message, like, you're my favorite diva, I help you win. I actually left her a fucking message on her phone, like, and stuff. But, yeah, she was cool. I liked her look. She was, like, a little punky girl, and she looked hot to me, so. I don't know how she looks like now. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. I actually had a Twitter beef with Sunny. That's sad. Like, the most relevant thing I can think of about you is, like, you're having a Twitter beef with fucking Sunny. Oh, God. Final Limits ends off this Q&A asking, thoughts on Sabu? I think Sabu is very underrated. When it comes down to his storytelling, I don't think people give Sabu a lot of props because they just see him like, oh, here's steel chair, let him jump on it and do some leg drop. But I think Sabu's really good at storytelling, especially if you watch some older ECW stuff. You can kind of see Sabu's a pretty good storyteller. I don't think he's the greatest in the ring, but he can definitely surprise people with some of his technical wrestling. He's actually a pretty solid technical wrestler if he's given a chance, and I think he's very well spoken because, you know, Sabu, he doesn't really do a lot of interviews, and he doesn't really talk all that much when it comes down to the microphone, so you don't really know what the dude sounds like or how he acts. But from, like, the little interviews that I've heard from him, the dude seems very well spoken. He seems to know a lot about the professional wrestling business. So I'll give Sabu that. But I do like Sabu. He's probably one of my favorite ECW guys. So anyways, guys, that's it for this week's edition of the Q&A/channel update. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, give this video a big old thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOver68. Check out, oh God, I almost said something else. But yeah, check out all the other videos on this channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the day. And don't forget to check out the description box down below with all the details on how you can send in questions. I know it's a little bit later in the video, but I had to get it in there somehow. Anyways, guys, enjoy. Peace!